Next, we are going to detail about Freud's defense mechanism. Sigmund Freud noted a number of ego defenses, which he refers to throughout his written works. His daughter Anna developed these ideas, elaborated on them. Many psychologists have also added further types of ego defenses because of anxiety provoking demands created by the id, superego, and reality. The ego has developed number of defenses mechanisms to cope with anxiety. Freud once said, life is not easy. The ego, the I, sits at the center of some pretty powerful forces. Reality, society, as represented by the superego. Biology as represented by the id. When these make conflicting demands upon poor ego, it is understandable. If you feel threatened, feel overwhelmed, feel as if it were about to collapse under the weight of it all. These feelings is called anxiety, and it serves as a signal to the ego that it is survival, and with it the survival of the whole organism. Types of defense mechanism. 1. Repression. 2. Displacement. 3. Denial. 4. Rationalization. 5. Reaction formation. 6. Sublimation. 7. Identification. 8. Projection. 9. Regression. 10. Isolation. Detail going on. First, repression. Forcing a threatening memory, feeling wish out of consciousness and making it unconscious. This was the first defense mechanism that Freud discovered, and arguably the most important. Repression is an unconscious mechanism employed by the ego to keep disturbing or threatening thought from becoming conscious. Thoughts that are often repressed are those that would result in feeling of guilt from the superego. For example, in the Oedipus complex, aggressive thought about the same-sex parents are repressed. This is not a very successful defense in the long term since it involves forcing disturbing wishes, ideas or memories into the unconscious, where although hidden, they will create anxiety. Second, displacement, transforming feeling from their true object into harmless substitute object. Displacement in the reduction of an impulse onto powerless substitute object. The target can be a person or an object that can serve as a symbolic substitute. Someone who feels uncomfortable with their sexual desire for a real person may substitute a fetish. Someone who is frustrated by his or her superior may go home and kick the dog, beat up a family member, or engage in cross burnings. 3. Denial. Feeling refreshing to acknowledge, perceive some aspect of reality. Denial involves blocking external events from awareness. If some situation is just too much, too hard, the person just refuses to experience it, as you might imagine. This is primitive and dangerous defense. No one disregards reality and gets away with it for long. It can operate by itself or more commonly in combination with other, more subtle mechanisms that support it. For example, smokers may refuse to admit to themselves that smoking is bad for their health. 4. Rationalization. Finding an acceptable excuse for some unacceptable behavior. Rationalization is the cognitive distortion of the facts to make an event or an impulse less threatening. We do it often enough on a fairly conscious level when we provide ourselves with excuse. But for many people with sensitive egos, making excuse comes so easy that they never are truly aware of it. In other words, many of us are quite prepared to believe our lies. 5. Reaction formation. Consciously feeling, thinking the opposite of your true unconscious feelings, thoughts. This is a movement back in psychological time when one is faced with stress. When we are troubled or frightened, our behavior often becomes more childish or primitive. A child may begin to suck their thumb, again wet the bed when they need to spend some time in the hospital. Teenagers may giggle uncontrollably when introduced into a social situation involving the opposite sex. 6. Sublimation. A form of displacement in which a substitute activity is found as a way of expressing some unacceptable impulse. This is similar to displacement but takes place when we manage to displace our emotions into a constructive rather than destructive activity. This might for Example be artistic. Many great artists and musicians have had unhappy lives and have used the medium of art of music to express themselves. Sport is another example of putting our emotion, example aggression, into something constructive. For example, fixation at the oral stage of development may later lead to seek oral pleasure as an adult through sucking one's thumb, pen or cigarette. Also, fixation during the anal stage may cause a person to sublimate their desire to handle faces with an enjoyment of pottery. 7. Identification. Incorporating, introjecting another person into one's own personality, making them part of oneself. According to Freud's concept of the Oedipus complex, a child may experience feeling of resentment towards their father. As they compete for the affection of their mother and the resulting construction anxiety and irritational fear directed towards the father may lead them to feel the need to appease the father. In order to specify a person whom we perceive to be a threat, we may emulate aspect of their behavior. By adopting their mannerisms, repeating paces or language patterns that they tend to use, mirroring their character traits, a person may attempt to appear a person. This defense mechanism was described by Anna Freud as identification with an aggressor. 8. Projection. Displacing your own unacceptable feeling, characteristics onto someone else. When we experience feeling or desire that cause anxiety or that we are unable to act on owing to the negative impact that they would have on us, those around us, we may defend the ego from resulting anxiety by projecting those ideas onto another person. A person who is afraid of crossing a bridge with a friend might accuse them of having a fear of height, for example, and in do so, avoiding accepting their own weaknesses. In the case of denial, who accused his therapist of attempting to harm him. 9. Regression. Reverting to the behavior characteristics of an earlier stage of development. This is a movement back in psychological time when one is faced with stress. Falling back to an early state of mental or physical development seen as less demanding and safer. For example, when we are troubled or frightened, our behavior often becomes more childish or primitive. A child may begin to suck their thumb again or wet the bed when they need to spend some time in the hospital. Teenagers may giggle uncontrollably when introduced into a social situation involving the opposite sex. 10. Isolation. Separating contradictory thoughts, feeling into logic thoughts, compartments. This defense mechanism of isolation can lead a person to separate ideas or feelings from the rest of their thoughts. In distinguishing an emotion or impulse from others in this way, a person attempts to protect the ego from anxiety caused by a specific situation. For example, a person with a particularly stressful job may use isolation to separate their work life from their family life, avoiding the stress affecting their relationship. Most commonly identified mental defense mechanism for better understanding. Look at this table. Defense mechanism and descriptions. 1. Repression. Forcing a threatening memory, feeling, wish out, consciousness, make it unconscious. Second, displacement. Transforming feeling from their true target onto harmless substitute target. 3. Denial. Failing, refusing to acknowledge, pursue some aspect of reality. 4. Rationalization, finding an acceptable excuse for some unacceptable behavior. 5. Reaction formation, consciously feeling, thinking the opposite of your true unconscious feeling and thought. 6. Sublimation, a form of displacement in which a substitute activity is found as a way of expressing some unacceptable impulse. 7. Identification, incorporating, interjecting other persons into one's own personality, making them part of oneself. 8. Projection, displacing your own unacceptable feelings, characteristics into someone else. 9. Regression, reverting to the behavior characteristic of an early stage of development. 10. Isolation, separating contradictory thoughts, feeling into logic tight compartments. Other types of defense mechanisms, detail going on. Since Freud first described the original defense mechanisms, other researchers have continued to describe other methods of reducing anxiety. Some of these defense mechanisms include: 1. Acting out. 2. Affiliation. 3. Aim inhibition. 4. Altruism. 5. Interjection. 6. Humility. 7. Idealization. 8. Fantasy. 9. Avoidance. 10. Undoing. 11. Compensation. 12. Social comparison. 13. Self-serving bias. 14. Humor. 15. Passive aggression. 16. Somatization. 17. Splitting. 18. Wishful thinking. Detail going on. First, acting out. The individual copes with stress by engaging in actions rather than reflecting upon internal feelings. A person may want to curse after falling over in a busy street, but the ego, perceiving this as contradicting social etiquette, will often lead to them holding back on the expletive. On some occasion, however, we may not be able to balance the impulses of the id and will defend the ego by simply acting out the irrational desires. Second, affiliation involves turning into other people for support. Acceptance of a situation that has been causing anxiety is one technique that we might use to live with an undesirable circumstances or feelings. For instance, someone may acknowledge that they have behaved unresponsibly towards their father owing to an Oedipus complex, or accept their new circumstances after separating from a partner. Three, aim in habitation. The individual accepts a modified form of their original goal, that is, becoming a high school basketball coach rather than a professional athlete. 4. Altruism. Satisfying internal needs through helping others, an act of goodwill towards another person known as altruistic behavior, can be used as a way of diffusing a potentially anxious situation. Altruism may be used as a defense mechanism, for example, by being particularly helpful to a person who we feel might dislike us, or neutralizing an argument with kind words and positivity. 5. Introjection. Introjection occurs when a person takes stimuli in their environment and adopts them their own ideas. This may involve internalizing criticism from another person and believing the other person's point to be valid. A person may introject religious ideas that they have heard at church or political opinion that friends adopts. Behavior can also be interjected. The mannerism of a father may be absorbed by his son and then replicated. 6. Humility. Showing humility involves lowering our expectations and view of our self-importance, sacrificing our pride and often focusing on others. Humility can enable us to pacify those around us in tense conflicts and encourage cooperation with other people to take place. For example, someone who is known to boast about their abilities may show humility trying to complete a difficult task. This might encourage others to empathize with and help them. 7. Idealization. Idealization involves creating an ideal impression of a person, place or object by emphasizing their positive qualities and neglecting those that are negative. Idealism adjusts the way in which we perceive the world around us and can lead us to make judgment that support our idealized concepts. People often idealize their recollection of being on holidays or memories from childhood, seeing them as happier times, but fail to recollect arguments or stress during those periods. We often idealize the image we hold of people we admire, relatives, partners, or celebrities, making excuse for their failures and emphasizing their more admirable qualities. 8. Fantasy. When life seems distressing, people often using fantasy as a way of escaping reality. They may fantasize about winning the lottery or idealized outcomes of their lives changing for the better in some ways. Fantasies help us to explore alternatives to situations that we are unhappy with, but unrealistic expectations of them being fulfilled can lead to us losing touch with reality and taking more viable action to improve our lives. 9. Avoidance. Refusing to deal with or encounter unpleasant objects or situations. When a perceived situation creates anxiety, one convenient option is sometimes to avoid it. Although avoidance can provide an escape from particular event, it neglects to deal with the cause of the anxiety. For example, a person might know that they are due to give a stressful presentation to colleagues at work and then take a sick day in order to avoid it. 10. Undoing. When we act on an idea or impulse that we later regret, we may adopt a defense mechanism of attempting to undo that act in order to protect the ego from feeling of guilt or shame. A person may internally push past someone's in shop but realize that the person was frail, feel guilty with regard to their behavior. They may try to undo their action by apologizing or offering to help the person. 11. Compensation. Overachieving in one area to compensate for failures in another. 12. Social comparison. When people feel that they have been victims of unjust actions, they may defend the ego by comparing themselves to those worse off. Similarly, we may see similarities between ourselves and others in a better position to improve our self-image. These defense mechanisms are known as downward or upward social comparison. For example, a man who has broken a leg and confined to wheelchair may make a downward social comparison with a person who has been endangered with a more serious condition to make their own situation seem less troublesome. 13. Self-serving bias. The self-serving bias arises from our need to protect the ego from self-criticism and to defend ourselves from the complaints of others. We show a self-serving bias when we exaggerated the importance of our own achievements. After passing a test, we might overestimate the significance of that particular exam and take credit for completing it without acknowledging the role that tutors played in our successes. 14. Humor. Pointing out the funny or ironic aspect of situation. George Vaillant described the use of humorous, mature defense mechanism, a primarily adopted technique to help us to cope with tense or stressful situation. Looking for a funny aspect in an environment in which we lack control and help us to endure it, and can even be an altruistic act in helping others to better cope as well. 15. Passive aggression. Indirectly expressing anger. Displays of aggression are considered unsociable and undesirable in many societies. So when aggressive or violent impulses are experienced, people tend to avoid them as much as possible. However, the remaining energy driving such aggression may prove to be more difficult, contain, and may manifest in other forms known as passive aggression. A passive aggressive person may be uncooperative in carrying out their duties or other tasks, may deliberately ignore someone when spoken to, and might adopt a negative view of their situation, such as their job and those around them. Somatization. The somatization defense mechanism occurs when the internal conflict between the drives of id, ego, superego take on physical characteristics. Brewer discovered that Anna's anxieties had resulting from traumatic events that had been repressed but later manifested themselves physically. 17. Splitting. Splitting occurs when the ego attempts to reconcile multiple aspects or rationals but resorts to understanding the world in black and white terms. A person who experiences splitting may take an either or approach when making evaluations of the world around them, including objects, situations, and people. 18. Wishful thinking. We all engage in wishful thinking to some extent in an attempt to avoid facing undesirable realities. A football fan might deceive themselves that ailing them that they support will miraculously turn themselves around and win all of the future matches of the season. Such wishful thinking enables the person to avoid disappointment and sadness for as long as possible. Thank you. Have a good day.